My trust in you.
I'm pale for that.
I just wanna know if you my friend. I just wanna know if you pretending. I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my mind straight.
This freaking guy, man.
Alright, yo, what's good, everybody? Hold on, let me stop this music real quick. Yo, it's Mellow over here. We can hear your whole mic over there, brother.
What?
Bro, when you were talking, I could hear you. I was like, oh man, his mic ain't muted. But what's going on? Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Crooks 209 podcast, formerly known as Crooks' Corner. We had to change that thing, though, because, we ain't trying to get copyrighted up in here. That's never fun. That's never fun. But what's good, Lord Samurai? What's good, Happy Tree? What's good, Savage? What's good, what's good, what's good? All right, so we got a very special podcast because I think this is the first time I've ever had anybody other than a UFC 4 competitor, a UFC 4 competitor. You're actually my first guest that hasn't competed in the ESFL, which is pretty awesome.
Yet.
Not yet, but if you guys don't know who this guy is over here, this guy is one of my really, really good friends, and the guy who's actually been making a lot of the thumbnails that you guys have been seeing on my videos, and we've been working on a lot of projects. He's been working on a lot of projects for the ESFL as well. None other than the homie Mellow Coffee himself. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man. Good. Staying busy.
Yeah, I know. You talk about being busy. I be hitting him up, not hearing for a whole half a day. He'd be like, "Sorry, man, I'm busy."
Yeah, man. It's just unfortunately, when you do good work, it's always high demand.
Bro,
I was trying to cut you in the front of the line, though.
Hey, you ain't gotta lie to me, bro. You ain't gotta lie to me, bro.
To you.
It's cool. I appreciate you taking time out of your day because I know it's late and you got kids and you got a family and stuff. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come through.
I appreciate you having me
on the podcast. But before we even get all of this started, I'm gonna post up that we're live in the Discord real quick, and then we can get it popping. But we're gonna talk about a lot of different things today, though, Mello. I feel like this is gonna be a very interesting stream because we're gonna do an interview with Mello to start it off, and then we're gonna jump into the community discussion over the UFC 5 beta. And in order to do that, I want to get a couple of people into the Discord with me and Mello. We're probably gonna switch it up and maybe jump into a channel on my Discord and go through it that way instead of having to end a call, start a call, end a call, start a call, and do all that stuff. Because I want to give the community a chance to really voice and really actually voice their opinion instead of having to type 1,000,001 words. I feel like that kind of discourages people. So we're gonna do that. So keep a lookout. Make sure you stay to the end of the stream. So that way, you could jump in and voice whether you liked the beta, whether you hated the beta, or whether, you just didn't give a shit about the beta. We'll get into that. But let me post up that we're live real quick, and then we'll get it popping. I'm coming for ESFL and UFC 5. Hey, good luck, bro. I can tell you straight, fresh off the rip, I am not competing in the first season of ESFL, and I know a lot of y'all gonna ask me, but yeah, well, I'm not competing in the first season of ESFL.
What?
No, Mello, you know why? We gonna talk. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. What's good, Eric? You know why, Mello. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Let me go ahead and post up this thing real quick.
Mr. Money Mellow.
Shit, hey, with as good as work as you be doing, bro. You definitely on your way.
Oh man, sliced bread Ed's never gonna let me live that one down.
Bro, I swear to God, if I see somebody call me an EA shield again, bro, I might lose my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
How dare you like something?
I know, right? How dare I? How dare you actually say a game that hasn't been released yet is actually gonna be good? How dare I do that? Alright. Bro, I gotta post in 1,001 discords. No joke. I'm in so many discords.
Oh shit. John Cena said what's up to me.
Oh,
I really have made it.
I'm surprised you can see that. If you get the reference.
You
Yeah.
It went over my head at first,
Yeah,
and okay.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. I figured. I was like, hopefully he don't think I'm being a smartass. Yo, what's good, Ed? What's good? All right, we posted up. So let's do this, Mellow. So what's good, JB? So the first question I always ask people when they're on the podcast is, where the hell did you get your name from? Mellow Coffee. I know it's very simple, but what is the meaning and the reasoning behind Mellow Coffee?
All right. So the story behind Mellow Coffee is not very exciting. Way back on the original Xbox, when Xbox Live first came out, okay, I wasn't really that creative or didn't really care about what my online handle was going to be on Halo. So when I was signing up for it, it had this old thing, and some people might remember this if they signed up for it too. It had like this little wheel spin that randomly generated a name if you didn't want to come up with one.
Yeah.
And so I just hit that, and the two words that came up were Mellow Coffee. And I was like, that sounds pretty cool. I'll keep that. And to this day, I still have that gamer tag on PlayStation and on Xbox.
Jeez, the old random name generator got you. Okay.
So yeah, that's where it came from.
That's crazy. What up, Indian? How you doing, man? Man, that's actually better than a lot of people don't even know this. My first name ever was on Xbox was Yeetles 90. Don't ask me how I came up with that. I seen it on my brother's word of the day when I was like 14 years old. Yeetles. So then I just threw I think I threw 90 on there for some weird ass reason.
you got to get back to that. That name's stellar.
No.
No.
Crooks is just fine, brother. Crooks is just fine, but I think Mellow kind of fits you. You're a pretty mellowed out guy when I've talked to you and I watch your streams.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people think I came up with it because of my demeanor, but no. Just a random name generator.
Hey, it knew what it was doing, bro. It knew you were mellowed out. So, I mean, it fits perfectly.
I was terrible at Halo, by the way.
Were you? It's okay, bro. That's why you don't see me playing Call of Duty and stuff like that. I get my ass whooped.
Yeah.
This ain't no joke, bro. This ain't no joke. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all. Hold on, before we finish, keep up with this interview. Hey, anybody that started some shit in the chat, bro, I'm timing y'all out. That I'm just being real with you. I'm kind of getting over all the beefing that everybody's been doing. So Savage, chill out, or I'm gonna time you. Indian, the same thing, bro. Relax. I know y'all are going at each other. I know I don't. It don't matter who started it. I'm kind of just over that. Like especially when I have a guest on here and I'm trying to, we're trying to make it a good time, bro. Y'all bringing some negative energy into a positive interview. You know what I mean? So just relax. But all right, so usually we got the name stuff out of the way. How did you get started playing UFC, bro? What game did you play initially, and like how did you get into the competitive community?
All right, so the very first one I remember playing is the very first one that THQ did way back. Like it was like Undisputed 1. Like I think it was 2009
Yeah,
or
the one
something
that had
like
Brock
that.
Lesnar on the front.
Yes,
Yeah, okay,
yes.
yeah, it
Or
was
actually
2009.
yeah, I think it was. Anyway, yeah, I've been a fan of the sport for a long time, and that was the first game I started playing. And I've played all of them up until, you know, and even UFC 5 in the beta. Um, let's see, but I didn't really play online until UFC 4. Up until UFC 4, I didn't really have reliable internet to do so. So I was mainly just playing, career modes, creating different things, just quick fights in against AI. Um, I remember every new game that would come out, I would always take one fight at normal until I, felt like it wasn't competitive, and then I move up to hard, and then it was no longer competitive, move up to legendary, and then, from there just stayed there. But when UFC 4 came along, I did have reliable internet, but I still didn't really play online too much. And then one day, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump in. I'm just gonna see what happens. And I got destroyed, like bad. Like, but anyway, I just kept at it. A lot of people already know this, but I don't really play ranked ever. Like I solely just jump into quick fight and then just roll fight after fight. If somebody says respect, good fight after a match, I'll rematch as many times as they want. If not, then I just move on to the next one. But
Yeah, it's a good strategy to have, man.
right. So, but yeah, I'm just a quick fight player, and I started doing thumbnails for Ozzy Kid. And then from Ozzy Kid, it moved to, it just, everybody started asking me for them. And I still do them. Anybody that asks, doesn't matter. As long as I have time, I have no problem knocking it out. So, but yeah, so once I started doing that for Ozzy, he started sparring me more and more. And I started, picking up some things that I was doing wrong. And after probably about 75 beatings from Ozzy, I started to get a lot better. So
Yeah, hey.
credit Ozzy Kid for most of my training.
Yeah, shout out to Ozzy Kid, the best Nate Diaz player on UFC 4, hands fucking down. I mean, it's kind of sad. I would have done just a side note, kind of another interesting story. I know I've never done a video with Ozzy Kid, and that's only because our ping is so bad when we play each other because we're in different countries. That's the only reason why, man, because I would have loved to have played his Nate Diaz. I think I've only played it once. I think I played his Sean O'Malley, not even his Nate Diaz. But yeah, shout out to Ozzy Kid. Shout out to Toon Squad too. You know what I mean? Even though y'all have been seeing me go at, I broke down Pry a little bit. I broke down some videos on Pry. Those are still my boys over there, so shout out to them. We don't always agree and see eye to eye on things, but those are still the homies. Still appreciate them. And shout out to Ozzy for putting you on, bro, because you here now. Everybody in the community knows Mellow. Shout out to Miss Mellow. She's in the chat too. Shout out. All right, bet.
Any chance she gets to get a good look at me,
That's what she don't see enough of you, brother. Oh man, Eugene, what's good, bro? What's good? But all right, the next topic I want to get into with you is one of, I think you are starting to become one of the best, if not the most well-known video editor for the ESFL and one of the more well-known graphics designers now too. How did that how does it feel now to have everybody coming to you to be like, hey, I mean, I come to you for my thumbnails, right? You give me fire ass thumbnails within like 15 minutes. And I remember thinking when I first asked you, I was like, damn, he told me like 10 minutes ago he was gonna make it. So I was like, oh, I was expecting maybe like 3-4 hours. And that shit was done in like 30 minutes. So I was like, damn, he's fast.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have this big influx now of people coming in and being like, hey, Mellow, can you make this for me?
Very overwhelming. I've kind of tried to remain like a behind the scenes kind of guy, and the people that knew me knew I would do this stuff, and had no problem. But now it's yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm having to say, look, man, I just don't have time. I'm sorry. Like if you can wait a day or two, I have no problem doing it for you. But I have kids, I have a job that is not doing that stuff. And it's just one of those things that if you're on a time crunch, like I'm not always going to be able to help you. But so yeah, it's just overwhelming, especially that the most recent project I did for the ESFL that with Romero. That took a lot. That was the biggest one I've ever done. And I appreciate you saying that, but I have nothing on Zayaf. I'm still like, I watch what that guy does, and I try and learn a lot from how he constructs his videos and stuff like that. So shout out him, just as an inspiration.
Yeah. Shout out to Zayaf. Hey, give me 1 second, Mellow. Hey, New York, I know you're still in here, bro. You say some stupid shit like that again, bro, I'm gonna ban you. No bullshit. I don't fuck with that, like, at all. I don't fuck with it at all, bro. Like, I respectfully, me and you, we're cool, but that kind of shit don't fly. So don't make no comment like that, or I'm gonna ban you for real. So I know you didn't see it. You probably didn't see it, Mellow, but yeah, nah.
I ain't worried about it, man.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, bro. But
people in a chat.
I would have to say, I mean, your stuff really rivals Zayef, though. I mean, shout out to Zayef, but you're being a lot more consistent with it now, because Zayef, I believe, is in college now. So
oh yeah, he's a busy guy.
Yeah, he's super busy. I mean, you want to talk about somebody that's gonna be nasty at UFC 5? He's gonna be one of them.
Yeah, I don't want to fight him.
You should though. He's good, man. He's good. It's a fun time. But
no, man, I got a couple games in with Romero the other night, and yeah, I ain't nothing.
Yeah, imagine what I have to go through. Yeah,
right.
For those of
to
you guys,
train with that guy.
For those of you guys that seen his tweet the other day about the UFC sparring sessions between me, him, Swiss, and Pre-United and freaking Martial Mind, bro, just just sweaty wars in a damn party, bro. I lost at least a good 10-15 pounds, but from sweating so much. But yeah, no, I mean, your work with the ESFL, for those of you guys that don't know, that don't follow the ESFL, Mallow's been making a lot of the shorts that you guys have been seeing. Great production work, man. I mean, I'm happy to see now that the ESFL has approached you and that you're doing a lot of the stuff for the ESFL, because that's the league you want to do it for. Normally, they kind of tend to have Boss Man do a lot of their stuff, because I think Boss Man does it for a living. He does it for the LFA in real life, so he does a lot of the graphics work. So for them to approach you and for you now to do a lot of the work that you're doing on their channel shows how highly they think of you and shows how really good quality of work you do. And I know that because obviously I've known you for a while. We've been working together for a while. But, that other people now get to see how great you are at doing the production side of things is really, really amazing to see, bro.
I appreciate it. The funny thing about that is like I don't do that for a living. Like not even close to that. Like I've just been teaching myself, you know, uh, go in the program. I know what I want to do, don't always know how to do it. So, go on YouTube. Hey, how do I do this? Watch a 40-minute tutorial on how to create a black line somewhere. But, it's like one of those things like, um, yeah, anybody can really like take their YouTube channel to the next level. You just got to want to do it.
Yeah, and I mean that just comes down to the one
I
thing.
mean, I understand like not everybody has the time,
Yeah,
right? Not everybody has the time to like invest into that, but if you take 15 minutes a day and, you know, learn something new about the program you're working with,
yeah,
even if you're not going to use it that day, like just one little thing,
yeah, and
and
I mean
you'd be surprised, yeah.
it's the same way with being an elite level player. I mean, anything that you set your mind to, if you give it enough time and just learn something new every day, you're gonna be good at it, man. And I mean, there's obviously people that are more talented than others. There's some people that are gonna pick up on things faster than others, and I feel like although you've put in the work, you're also super talented at what you do. Like you just have a knack for being gifted at this. You know what I mean? Because I remember, and I'm not gonna give away what me and you are working on for UFC 5, but when I pitched to you the idea, the big one that we're gonna work on for UFC 5, the I mean, I remember thinking I was cautious about it, right? Because I was like, this guy's gonna think I'm joking. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, what are you talking? Like, get out of here with that. What are you trying to do? Like, or have like a plethora of questions. And I remember you saying like, all right, cool, I like that idea. And then you immediately started sending me stuff like, hey, this is what I came up with. This, look at this design. How you think of, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then we just kind of started scheming things up. And I was like, damn, bro, like this dude is
Yeah,
super talented at this shit.
I probably overwhelmed you a little bit with that, but like, I mean, you just painted that picture, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw some stuff together and see what we get out of it.
No, it didn't overwhelm me at all. It was just I've never met somebody that was so quick to be on the creativity side of things. Like it was just more of like yesterday, right? When I was on stream last time, when I said like creatively, I think I have one of the best minds in the content creating business on UFC 4. Just because of some of the ideas and the concepts that I have that you guys are gonna see with UFC 5. And this one in particular, Mello knows this this
Yeah.
this this I this concept that we're gonna be doing for UFC 5 is really gonna be something that nobody else has even thought of doing. Um, but to see like, all right, cool, I came up with something creatively, and then to pitch it to somebody who's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be creative too, and I'm just gonna go out and start hammering this shit just like I would do if I could. It is like, it was it was amazing to see, and then that's how I knew like, all right, me and this guy are really gonna be like, I really
Yeah, we're
want to
gonna
work
do
with
it.
this guy going forward. So it it's crazy, bro. It's crazy how quick you are and how creative you are when it comes to things too.
Yeah, yeah. When I was putting the Romero video together specifically, I was like, thinking back to that, and I was like, man, I can really take this time to learn a lot of new cool stuff that we can use for this in the future. So, definitely was researching some things, and not all of them made it into that video, mind you. Like 60% of it did not make it into that video as far as like what I was learning how to do, but there was definitely some of it that I'm going to be applying.
Hey, so without giving it without giving
Yeah.
the whole concept in the video, I kind of want you to talk about that a little bit, like on the creative side of what we're gonna do with UFC. What do you think about that? I've never actually sat here and asked you what you think about what we're gonna do with UFC 5. Like, what? How do you think people are gonna perceive it? For those people that kind
I
of think I'm
think
just talking bullshit.
I was no. I think at first it's gonna be a bit of a shock value. I think you're gonna get a crazy turnout just out of what the hell, like. And then I honestly think it's gonna draw a lot of attention. I
Yeah,
think I really do.
yeah, it's gonna be. I don't think people are gonna. I don't think people really understand, man. Like, it's gonna
That's
get
that.
it's gonna be real different, man.
Yeah, it
and
is.
and it's been something that it's been something that's going to it's been something that's really festering up even as of late because I've been feeling it. I've been at work and like I've been like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do and this is how I'm gonna take it. And yeah, it's gonna be different, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to show people. I wish I could tell you guys, but if I tell you, even if I told you, you guys are gonna be like, "What the fuck
Yeah,
is he
you're
talking about, bro?"
trying to describe it through words is not going to do it
Yeah,
justice. You got to see it. Yeah.
yeah. And when it plays out, you guys will be like, "All right, yeah, this Mellow killed it. Crooks killed it with the ideas too." And it's just gonna be a match made in paradise. But hey, shout out to Miss Mello for the sub, bro. She said she didn't realize you were a celebrity. Yeah, everybody knows Mello. Everybody knows Mello now. But but heading into UFC 5, what are you really aiming for with UFC 5? Are you aiming to compete in the ESFL, or are you going to just be working on the production side? Or are you looking like what are some of your
Well,
goals to achieve in UFC 5?
so when the ESFL first started asking me to do stuff like for their YouTube and stuff like that, I told them, and even asked me to be a part of the staff in the Discord. I said, okay, two things. One, I don't want it to disqualify me from competing, whether or not I try that right away or in the future. And two, I don't want it to have like any kind of special treatment as far as competing. Like, oh, you're part of the staff. Yeah, you can go ahead and compete. Like, I don't want that either. So as long as we both have those two things, we're on the same page, we're good. As far as my plans for UFC 5, like I plan on just, doing the same thing, probably streaming a little bit more on my channel, trying to build that up just a little bit. I'm kind of inconsistent with that. I don't always, have the time to do it or, just don't feel like going under a camera.
Yeah, I feel it.
But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Probably be working mostly behind the scenes with ESFL as far as that. I'm also gonna be trying to build up their TikTok. But that's all stuff that's down the line.
Oh, okay.
I've already done some shorts for them for TikTok, but yeah, they're just starting out there, so we gotta put in some work there.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. And that's a lot, bro. I mean, I know you only said like maybe like 3 or 4 things, but there's a lot that goes into that shit, man. There's a lot. So, yeah. I mean, competing, I'm on the ESFL staff too, so we both in there, right? Shout out to the ESFL staff. Yeah, I would definitely, I definitely not only think you're going to be able to compete, I think you're gonna do a lot better than I think you think that you are. Just playing you on the beta because we got in some work too, right? On the beta.
Yeah.
Don't
want to talk about it.
You're a lot, you're a lot better. You're a lot better than you think you are, and I told you that. Like if you just keep
like 2-15, guys. It's
if you keep grinding and you keep learning at the rate that you're learning, you're gonna be miles ahead of a lot of people. Let me tell you. But yeah, those are some great goals to have, though, man. And I'm super excited. Regardless of if me and you work on a shit ton of projects for UFC 5, man, you're actually a really really good dude. Like you're a really good dude. We talk literally fucking every day. Like we literally have talked to each other every day for like the last like 2-3 months. Like, it really is crazy. Like I'll look at my phone and I'll just get random like 3 or 4 messages from you, and I'll be like, oh shit, I gotta respond to Mello. But
It's funny because sometimes, yeah, sometimes you'll message me and it'll just be like something kind of vague, and it'll be like, people are gonna be mad, and then I'll be like, "What's up?" And you won't message me back for like 4 hours, and I'll just be like sitting there like, "Why are people like what happened? What did I miss?"
yeah, but that's because I really do be in my zone, man. Like, I just be when I text you things like that, it's because I'm thinking about something. So you know,
I gotcha.
you gotta know like, hey, Crooks is on some shit right now. He's really thinking about it, but yeah.
Ms. Coffee makes a good point. I am gonna coach her.
Oh,
Yeah, her versus Indian Rolling Thunder.
oh shit.
It's gonna be co-main at ESFL like 300.
Yeah, for sure. Instead of UFC 300, we're gonna do ESFL 300. Hey, yeah, but hey, man, look, I wanted to bring you on here because obviously you're a really good dude. I love what you're doing in terms of the content aspect of it. You work hard. You're a grinder. I respect every single person that's out here doing their stuff. I wanted to bring you on here to showcase your talents and to really talk about your level of doing graphics and graphical work, and just really put you on the map in terms of my community, because there's people that are always going to be trying to start off content. You know what I mean? There's people, the need for, graphics designers or thumbnail makers or whatever you decide you want to just hammer down and do one day. There's always going to be a need for it. So I really appreciate what you do, bro. You work really hard. You've in terms of
Hey,
just,
I don't turn anybody away either. Like if I
yeah.
have the time to do it, I'll
And
do
you
it
do
for
it for
you.
free, bro. Like that's the crazy part. Like, hey, and I was thinking the other day, I was
Mrs.
like,
Coffee yells at me. Mrs. Coffee yells at me enough for this. I don't need I don't need Crooks giving me shit about this too.
no, no,
But
hey, I'd be like, damn, Mello really out here doing a lot of this shit for free. But I mean, that's a credit to you though, man, because there's not a lot of people that are out here doing it for free. And like the
well,
level of work that you do would be, you would think you would be charging like a lot of money to do what you do, but you do it just
it,
out of the goodness of your heart. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, when you look at a lot of communities, Street Fighter, other fighting communities, Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of creators that they have higher level, thumbnails, production value, what have you. UFC community is kind of all over the place. So, even guys that are just starting out, like, a good thumbnail is going to get you clicks. It's going to get you subscribers. And that honestly takes, I mean, you saw it takes me like 5 or 10 minutes, and if that helps the overall community as a whole look more professional, then it's worth it.
Yeah. That's the truth, bro. And that's the kind of those are the kind of mentalities that you really don't see a lot in the community. And it's sad
No,
because
it's
it's such a rarity that you see guys like yourself that are just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this because I want to help you, and I want to help you get to your goals just like I'm trying to get to mine. So that's a credit to you as a person, man, and that's really something that I respect about. One of the things that I respect about you the most is you're one of the most selfless people that I know, and that's a great thing to be, especially with the way the community is, bro. People be trying to withhold
very
shit all the
toxic.
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But where can people find you at, man? I mean, I want you to plug your socials.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not big on social media. So I have a Twitter or X or whatever you call it, but I mean, catching me on there, good luck. Your best way to contact me is to find me in a Discord or something like that and just send me a message. Uh, obviously I do stream on YouTube. A lot of people in the chat already know that. Um, I know Rolling Thunder is always there. But yeah, so I'm like I said, more of a behind the scenes kind of guy. I'm not a big social media guy. I Discord's probably about the biggest platform that I will uh, be reliably on. It's like
Yeah, I feel it, bro. I feel it. Hey, people don't know. You probably don't know this either, but hey, I really don't be responding to people on X, bro. Like if you message me through my Twitter, that's not a way to get a hold of me, bro.
no, not at all.
No.
Like me either. Like you might get a response in like 15, 20 days or something like that when I check it again. But
Yeah. No, I'm on X. Like you guys will see me post, but I'm not super on X. I mean, I'm on YouTube more than anything. So if you want to get a hold of me, messaging me or commenting on one of my videos, that'll get you answered. Or message it. I mean, Mello hits me up on Discord, so I'm always on Discord too. So if you want to send me a message through Discord, you could do that. But
thumbnail request.
yeah. Well, hey, shout out to you again. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being
Hey man,
available to do the interview with me, man. I really appreciate you coming through. I really appreciate everything that you do, not just for me, but for the whole community in general, man. And I really think within the next couple years, you're gonna blow up a lot more than I think you know, and you're gonna be making quite a bit of money doing what you do, bro. So keep up the good work, and I appreciate you.
hey man, appreciate you too.
All right, well, that's it for the interview portion of the stream. Now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty, which I know is gonna piss a lot of people off, but we gonna get into it anyways, Mello. And that's the UFC 5 beta, man. The UFC 5 beta is now over, and we are currently on the road to the UFC 4 drop. You feel me? So I've given my
Hot topic.
I've given my breakdown. If you haven't seen my video, you need to, after you're done watching the stream, get your ass on over to the video and go watch my breakdown of what I thought for UFC 5. But since I have you here, Mello, what'd you think of the UFC 5 beta? And don't just say it was
No,
good. Don't just say
no,
it
no.
was good.
I'll elaborate. I actually had a great time with it. Obviously, everybody's gonna have things that they didn't like. Okay. But to be honest with you, there wasn't many. There were things I didn't like, but they weren't things that I couldn't see being fixed by the time the game comes out. I spent my time in the beta mostly like it wasn't even like playing for fun. It was trying to find something that could be exploited, something that felt broken. Every little thing I was like blowing up Romero's inbox saying, "Hey man, this doesn't seem right." But I found some things and I would take them to the people that needed to hear it, and they'd be like, "Yeah, we know about that already. It's already fixed." So, okay, well, sorry, but this is what I thought a beta was for.
Yeah,
So,
it is. It is. And
um,
and Meryl was on it, bro. Meryl, I
yeah,
could tell you, we'd be sitting in parties for hours, testing shit, trying shit out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how much I can say, but it definitely felt more responsive than UFC 4. I played some UFC 4 tonight, and let me tell you, I felt like it was in slow motion. Like just in terms of footwork, head movement, all that, it just felt like it was so slow. Like I would press a strike and it would just take ages to come out. I found myself being more effective with head movement, catching kicks that I wouldn't normally catch, that I would eat to the body and stuff like that. And then yeah, the new damage system, it was a ton of fun just like trying to go for doctor stoppages and things like that. And then we get to the submissions, and initially my reaction with the submissions was, holy crap, this is broken. Like this is broken.
Yeah.
And then I started talking to some people, and I was like, all right, well, let's test a few things out and see where it goes. And then after playing some more and more and doing different things, I can tell you that it's not broken. It's just way more of a chess match than you initially think it is. Uh, you know, when you first jump into it, it seems like it's like, oh, this is going to be easy. There's only two ways. This is stuff that was said in the deep dive, so I feel like I can say this. There's only two ways to deny this way. There are only two ways to deny this way. No, there is a lot more involved than that. A lot more mistakes that can be made that can lead to, either you getting out or you getting submitted. So, it's going to be, I think overall it's going to take people probably about a month or two to really like figure out the ins and outs of it. Obviously you're going to have these, higher level guys that were already in the beta that have figured out how it works, and we'll put it on you. But like I said, if you ever have something like that happen, message me in Discord. I will tell you everything I know about the submissions, help you out. But overall I thought it was a good beta, and that's what people really need to look at it as, is it's a beta. It's not it's not a demo that you got with a magazine or something. This is a beta that was meant to be tested, not enjoyed.
Yeah.
So that's where I think a lot of the negativity from it is coming, because a lot of betas nowadays are just, pre-order and get the beta. Well, that doesn't really make sense. Essentially, you're giving me a demo because I pre-ordered the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a beta. That's a demo. Okay. So I think people are just too accustomed to, looking at betas as demos rather than,
What they're supposed to
going in there and fixing bugs and finding exploits and things like that. That's what they're there for. It's not for bragging about being number one on the leaderboards in a beta. Like, that's you did it wrong.
Yeah.
You did it wrong. But anyway, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on a couple things right there. Yeah, bragging. I don't want to get into that because I don't want people saying that I'm trying to take shots at people, so I'm not gonna get into that. But it's the truth, man. People don't use, and that's why I before the beta even came out, I dropped that video how to use the beta. Like, you should be using the beta to learn. Number one, learn how to play the game, because when I hopped up on there, I got fucked up. Like, I mean, I won the fight, but I was getting fucked up. It took me a second to figure it out. But in terms of the submission system, it's really different, guys, man. And I can't state it enough. It is, the learning curve is going to be real steep with the submission system. It's like Mello said, it's not complicated. It's not an overly complicated system to understand. But when you're in there with somebody that knows what they're doing, and you get people that are of equal skill level in the submission system, it becomes a game of chess. Who's gonna make the right move? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna do that? It really is going to test not only your knowledge of the position that you get put in, but also your patience. How well are you going to handle pressure when you get in there, when you're the person that's in the sub, and how well are you going to handle the patience when you're the person trying to get the sub? And it's not going to be all about denials, because I know a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of people say, well, I'll just deny. You're not going to be able to deny every single submission. Yeah, like, you're not. And that leads me into the next thing that I noticed about, and that I didn't even touch on in the video. The stamina bar is so damn big, bro. It's huge. Like, I touched on it in the gameplay breakdown, but that motherfucker is really huge, and it's for a reason, bro. Like, it's for a reason, bro. And you guys are gonna figure that out real fast when you get in there against somebody that's really good. Like, they're gonna show you why that stamina bar is so fucking big, and it's really a problem, especially on the feet. On the feet, it's a really big problem, but on the ground, it's a really big problem as well. But yeah, It's really crazy. What
I've
up?
heard they are
Matt?
going to tune that though. They are going to tune the stamina down just a little bit.
I mean, I would understand it, but I heard they're gonna do a lot of things though. The jab nerf
Hmm.
is one thing that I'm looking forward to, in the beta. But Jesus, bro, you get jabbed overhand from Paulo. You get jab overhand from Paulo Costa. The fight's over. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah, it's over, bro. You get jab overhand, Jared Cannonier, it's a wrap. Like it's done, bro. Those,
Mm.
and that's another thing. Power in the game, you're gonna see a lot more guys utilize that have heavy power, because power is going to do is it's gonna do a lot more damage than it does in UFC 4. I feel like power in UFC 4 is kind of like, oh, well, I can absorb 5 overhands from Jared Cannonier. In UFC 5,
Mm.
you get hit with one of them things. It's hey, we were calling him the realest dude on the block, the realest motherfucker on the block, Jared Cannonier, bro. Cause he hit you something. He hit you with an overhand from down the street, and it's night for you, bro. Especially if you're using like Sean Strickland or somebody like that. It's GG's for you. It's GG's.
Something else I noticed too is like once you got knocked down, like that was really your one chance to survive. Like if you got knocked down a second time, it was, I mean, the fight was over. Like the ground and pound and stuff like that, you know, in UFC 4, everybody was always so timid to do it because you got down there, you missed one strike and you got swept, and now you're in a bottom position. Um, you know, I especially like I hated jumping on people just because of that. Like I did not want to be, but in UFC 5, that wasn't the case. Like you would, I found a couple times I would jump and you know I'd get a couple shots in and maybe end it with an elbow, and then even if that shot was slipped, it wouldn't necessarily put me in a bad position. It would either like from top mount, if I was in top mount and I missed a strike, it would just put me back into half guard. Full mount, that was the biggest one, right? Where people would miss. It would just cause a get up. Like the guy would just slip out and get up. Yeah. So I really like that you're no longer punished for trying to finish the fight.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that. And that there was a lot less reversals out of health
Exactly.
events, which is really nice. I mean, there was reversals in the beta. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you there wasn't. And there's some people in there are some fighters in the beta that had reversals that really shouldn't have reversals. But yeah, overall, it was very. It took like it seemed like it took less strikes to land in the ground and pound too to get somebody out when you were in a health event. So
One in particular was that I felt was like more in tune with how it should be was knee on belly.
oh yeah,
When you got that one, yeah, because I mean in UFC 4 people would be able to slip out, they'd be able to put their hand up or whatever, but in UFC 5, the strikes, the way they come out, it's much harder to determine
what they're throwing.
how that strike's being thrown. So it's definitely a lot more effective, and that goes with all the striking. Like people were saying like, oh, it looks the same, there's no new animations. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know if this was the same for you, but there's a lot of punch animations where I couldn't tell where they were going until they had already landed.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. I actually broke that down today in the beta review. I'm telling you, you don't know if a hook is going up to the head or if it's going down to the body. Like it's crazy. You really have to understand what your opponent is trying to do to you before they do it, and to be able to block it. Because if you're just, hey, I'm gonna read a right hook coming, I'm gonna try to read it to determine whether it's going to the head or to the body, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're not. It's gonna be very difficult to play off reaction. You're gonna have to put a lot more strategy into blocking in UFC 5 than there was in UFC 4, as well as like the uppercut animation. You, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? There's a
I
new
know exactly what you're talking
there's
about.
a new uppercut animation that's it's very
It's
slick. It's very
it's
slick. And
very slick.
and if you're not careful getting hit with it, it can be very tricky, like very sneaky. You come
Night
up, you
night.
get hit with it, and then you get hit with the second shot, and before you know it, depending on who you're fighting, like I said, like Jared Cannonier, somebody that has heavy power like that, you're in a lot of trouble. But it can also get you in a lot of trouble too because it's a slower strike. So
It is, yeah.
there's a lot. Even though they didn't add like, hey, all new, hey, this animation just it's new. They did adjust a lot of the animations in the game that were already there from UFC 4, which was crazy. But and that speaking of ground and pound, I don't think this can be overstated how much you don't want to get into locked into a sub because and you could speak to this too, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get subbed on a limb, especially your legs or your damn arms, bro, that affects your damn block so much, bro. Like I'm not even telling you. Like I remember. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you this story, right? When I first started playing, bro,
I have one too.
I was playing Marrow, and
Same person.
he got me in a sub, bro. He got me in a sub, and immediately once the round ends, he's like, "I fucking got you. Your block's gone." And I was like, I was like, what? I was like, hell no. But sure enough, within 2 minutes of the next round, he got me up out of there, bro, because my block was gone. He wasn't playing. He was like, "Hey, look, this them subs, you got to be careful. This makes it where you have to be so on point because if you get locked in a submission or your bar, that submission bar that we were talking about, that everybody's been talking about, if it goes down, that limb block goes down with it. So if you get armbarred and that block drains to 50% from an armbar, that affects your block. That affects your how well you can block head strikes. If you get one to the knee, that affects your leg health. So like, if you're going up against somebody that has heavy kicks, that like a Dustin Poirier that has heavy calf kicks and stuff like that, it really can affect that as well. So it's really crazy, man. The submission system can play a part in the stand up too.
It's funny you say that because Romero did the exact same thing to me. I think it was the start of round 2, and he actually hit me with an armbar with Pereira.
Oh shit!
Which random, right? Yeah, but I had escaped the first 2, and I think the third one I was just like, whatever, just do what you gotta do. But anyway, the beginning of the second round, he says the same thing to me. He says, "I got you. Your block's gone." I'm like, what? I didn't even get it. So yeah, he proceeded to walk forward and just I couldn't block anything. It was like my block was broken, but he didn't even have to throw a combo to get there. Like,
Yeah.
not to mention every time he hit me, he just said "Poetan."
Yeah. Hey, Meryl. Hey, wait till you guys see Meryl's his jujitsu. Hey, did he do that shit to you?
He did.
Did he tell you? Yeah.
Oh man, that was embarrassing. Yeah.
Bro, this fool every single time. Hey, it got to the point where when I was playing him, it pissed me off so bad. He'd be like, "Jiu-jitsu." I'd be like, "Bro, we're getting up. The second I sweep you, dog, we're getting on this ground." I'm not, bro, but yeah, he was nasty. And the submission systems, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna change the game. It really, really is, man. I don't think they overstated it when they were breaking it down in the gameplay dive. But overall, I mean, what grade would you give it, Mello? I know I asked people in the comment section to give it a grade on my video. What grade would you give the UFC 5 beta?
No, all right. Were you talking like A, B, C, D?
Yeah, A through F.
A through F. Okay. Are we doing plus and minuses? Sorry, I'm
Yes,
kind of
yes, yeah,
detail
no, you're
oriented
good. No,
here.
you're good. You're good.
All
Hey,
right. I'd probably say B minus, C plus, only because yes, there are things that are in there that should have been taken out, and I'm being told are taken out, but they were still there. You know, they were
yeah,
still there. They were still there from a previous UFC 4. There are new things that I could see being an issue that I'm also told are been taken out. So as a beta, yeah, I'm just gonna say B minus. But then again, I wasn't really going into it looking for enjoyable. I was, I was going into it to see, um, what we're gonna be probably complaining about for the next 3 years until the next game. I was going in there to find those things so that that doesn't happen,
yeah,
so that so that we're not getting I knocked out this knee elbow spammer videos anymore. Like I don't want those. I had a great fight against this person, and that's the kind of content I want to see.
yeah,
Like I don't want to see, oh, I knocked out this number one ranked cheeser.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like that's not a good look on us as a whole.
yeah. Hey, and
The
people
number
don't
one
know.
guy's a cheeser.
People don't know how hard that shit is to do in UFC 4, bro. It takes a lot of concentration to knock out a knee and
No,
elbow
and
spammer.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy that type of content, but like the fact that it even can be made is what bothers me.
And that really wasn't even that. That nerf wasn't even in the beta, but I still didn't see a lot of people doing knee and elbow
Oh yeah,
spams.
no. I didn't mean. I just brought that up as an
Yeah,
example. I had knees and elbows in the beta. I mean, I didn't see any. To be honest with you, there was a couple guys that tried it, and they learned quickly that it wasn't gonna work the same way.
yeah,
um, because it is. I don't know if I can say that, but let's just say it actually, even in the beta, was nerfed a little bit from UFC 4.
yeah. Well,
I didn't.
and that's primarily because, and I'm gonna tell you this just because I'm gonna tell you this. You throw a knee and that shit gets minor step. That's a broken nose. That's a broken nose. And you want to know what broken noses lead to? Doctor stoppages. They lead to doctor stoppages
100%.
really, really easy. So, whoever out there, if there's any knee and elbow spammers out there, you do that, you get hit with a straight, that's a broken nose. I don't care who it is. You could be using Max Holloway, broken nose instantly, pretty much. You get hit with a two piece, you get hit with a straight, and then a lead hook. It's either a cut or a broken nose. So, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I really wouldn't recommend that.
And also, and adding on to that, the elbow, it seemed like the tracking on it was like a lot tighter. Like you almost had to be like nose to nose with somebody for it to actually land.
Yeah,
Like I was in hook range quite a few times, and people would throw elbows, and it just didn't land. It would just whiff.
yeah,
So I definitely feel like the elbows in that regard too have been dialed down a little bit in terms of their reach.
yeah. And you didn't see a lot of people, well, just me. I don't know about you. You can speak to this. I didn't see a lot of people pull elbowing either, which was a very common theme to see amongst high level players. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here and pull elbow the shit out of you. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of that.
I did.
Poor Melo's getting pull elbowed.
Yeah, well, no. So I was sparring Host Ninja quite a bit,
Oh shit!
and
Not host.
Host Ninja is very good at the pull elbow, very very good at the pull elbow. So he had got me with it a couple times, and so the next day I made it a point. I was like, all right, I'm gonna figure out how to do this. I've never been one to pull elbow, never once landed one in my life, but I was like, I'm gonna hit him with one back. Like so the next day we're sparring, and I finally got his combo down. He liked to throw like a jab cross when he came in. So he throws the jab, and I pulled back on the cross, and man, I mean, his face was like nose to nose with me, and I hit this elbow. and instantly, like every icon appeared on him. He goes, "Oh no!"
He knew he fucked up.
So yeah. I don't think it's not like a one shot like it is in UFC 4, but it is one of those things that if you do get hit with a pull elbow, you're gonna want to back off for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Just because, the doctor stoppages and all the adverse effects that go along with those icons.
Hey,
So
a funny story. This is a funny story that you made me think of. I was fighting Swiss Lebigs, and I threw a head kick at him. We were fighting. I don't want to say I don't know if we could say who the fighters that we used in there, but anyways, I was fighting him. I threw a fucking lead head kick, and I swear to God, it was like it was such a pain, bro, because I knew he was gonna come back and blast me, bro. He was using Boaton too. He blasted me with a fucking lead hook, and I was like, Jesus.
But it wasn't was it a flash KO?
No, it wasn't. But because of the fighter I was using. But because the fighter I was using had high chin health, so that's the only reason it didn't flatline me. But if I was using anybody else, I was going to sleep.
Right, but I noticed a lot less. And then I know that those tuning things they talked about with the head movement being dialed down, that wasn't in the beta. But even so, I noticed a lot less flash KOs from things like that. It seemed like it was more geared towards like, okay, this is how you're gonna get punished for the rest of the fight because of that mistake. Yeah. You're not necessarily gonna not be able to fight anymore, but now you got to live with this.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I hope heading into UFC 5 is that they fix the block just a little bit, because the block, for those of you guys that thought the UFC 4 block was bad, let me tell you, the beta block, it was not good. It was not good, man. I was fighting GOAT. I was fighting GOAT last night, bro. And let me tell you, GOAT is still a fucking monster. He is. He's a monster. Every elite level guy that you guys have seen play, not only UFC 4 but UFC 3, GOAT, Swiss, Papa Doc, Mero, myself, Ed Parker, who else? Pre-United. All of those guys that were mainstays from those games, they're all really fucking good, I could tell you, because I fought a majority of them. So, but GOAT, man, he fucked me up, and he fucked me up to the point where I was like, look, I gotta rethink what I'm doing. I really gotta rethink what I'm doing, because they just weren't even competitive, and that's what I'm saying. More of like the power. I fucked around and used a low power against him, and I was just challenging myself, and he fucked me up every time. It wasn't even fun. I got off the game last night mad as hell, because I was like, I was like, damn, dude, I can't get this dude. I can't get him. But you know, it kind of is what it is. But
that's owed to the footwork too. I feel like it's a lot easier to create some space and then also close space.
Yeah.
When you want to, yeah.
Which I mean, not necessarily, depending on who you're using. And that's something that I did touch on in my video.
That's fair, yeah.
The footwork is going to be a big problem for people coming over from UFC 4. You're not just going to be able to glide in and glide out unless you have a high footwork stat. Like Izzy can do that. Whitaker can do it against somebody other than Izzy. But a lot of the guys, you're not going to be able to just move out of range like that.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to be, you're going to take a few to give a few that way. Like if you're going to try and still play that way, like, yeah, coming in, you're either going to take a few or getting out, you're going to take a few shots.
If you're not
going to be able to just, like what you're saying is like the footsies isn't necessarily as effective.
Yeah. And I could tell you, not just with the punches, as we were going to the animations earlier, the front kick is not as easily readable as it was in UFC 4. You will get blasted with that thing. It's not even. When I'm telling you guys, This shit is not UFC 4. Swiss, why did he do you dirty? Swiss wants to know, Mellow, why you did him dirty.
I did? I doubt that.
But
unless he's talking about ESFL rewinds, in which case I apologize, and I told you I would do a different one for you specifically, Swiss.
yeah, hey, you should have. You want to know one a good fight just for ESFL breakdown like that? If you want to do it, do Swiss's Swiss and Kinetics fight. I think from ESFL. I want to say 150. I want to say, or 100. One of those.
It's Swiss versus Kinetic.
Yeah.
With the yeah, I figured because there's ain't no way I'm beating you, Swiss.
Yeah. But
look, man, I will take care of you. I promise. I just had a much bigger project, and now I can make some more of those, and I will get you a proper showcase, my guy.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah. But all right,
there's no disrespect on that.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I just got the cue from my girl over here. She's trying to go to sleep. As y'all can see, I've moved my set back into the room. So yeah, I'm not trying to get murdered in my sleep. I don't know. She just came in and gave me that look. And if you guys see me go like this on the side, I was telling her, all right, I got it. I ain't trying to get beat up like that, But all right, guys, that's going to be it. I wanted to get people in on the Discord, but, I mean, the interview part of it, I kind of it was long-winded from my end. We kind of got into a lot of stuff, but it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I feel like everybody in the chat also enjoyed it. So, shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Make sure if you guys are new and if you guys enjoyed the stream, to slap that subscribe button as well as slap that like button. Just an FYI for you guys, I'm not going to be playing UFC 4 anymore on stream. I'm not. You guys might see me post up clips, do some throwback fights that I did from earlier in UFC 4, like maybe some against myself and Prioxis, or myself and Gold, or something like that. But I'm not going to be playing UFC 4 on stream anymore. I will be streaming still. I'll be doing more podcasts like this. We might have Mellow come back and we'll do some breakdowns. Actually, Mellow, I'll ask you. The next time they do a trailer, which obviously we had the roadmap for it, we should do a breakdown live on stream. I mean, I'm gonna do a breakdown for a video, but we'll come on and we'll do a live breakdown, because I feel like you're just as how do I want to say? How do I want to say this? You're just as
attractive.
I wouldn't say that, bro. No, you're just as like we see eye to eye on a lot of things. So like to get another input on it would honestly be nice. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you'd be down for that or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just whenever the trailer drops, just we'll work it out. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. So, but I will be streaming Mortal Kombat. I'll be doing some Mortal Kombat content. I will be doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. I'll be streaming those two games until October 24th. When I give you the look, it's time. Yeah, bro. Hey. Yeah,
I'm getting the look.
I apologize, brother. I apologize. But yeah, so just be expecting that. I will be doing more UFC 5 content as well. I'm going to be having a UFC 5 video dropping for you guys again tomorrow. And it's going to be talking about one aspect that's crucial to UFC 5 success. This is going to be crucial because if this thing is not done, UFC 5 will be a fucking dud. And we all don't want that. I don't want that. But this needs to be understood, and hopefully the UFC devs follow what I'm going to talk about in my video tomorrow. So make sure your guys' post notifications are turned on. Make sure y'all are on the lookout for the notification for the video so that way you guys don't miss it. But until the next time I see you guys, take it easy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you guys are watching this from. And yeah, I'm going to see y'all next time. Mellow, you got anything to say before we head out?
Nope. Have a great night, guys.
All right.